So what exactly are land prices looking like in 2025 for properties here in the Northport area? I get asked this question so much is what exactly is a fair price for land? How much does it cost to build in 2025? What are the future predictions of the land prices here in Northport? And we're going to be breaking down all that information for you guys in this video today. And if you guys don't know anything about me, I am a residential real estate broker here in Sarasota. I do own a custom home building company, J and Development Group, where we actually build luxury custom houses in Northport and more so in Sarasota as well, on the water, really wherever you're looking for. And so that is why we're breaking down this information for you today, because we get this question, we get people calling us saying, Noah, I'm looking to build $1 million house. I'm looking at buying land for, X price. If it's in Northport, I'm looking to spend $50,000, $60,000 on land to build my $1 million house. Or no, I'm looking to build $1 million house, but I just acquired the $600,000 lot up in Sarasota. So you guys are going to see our journey with all of our videos of all of our custom home builds as well. But this video especially is going to go out for the people that are really looking at building a house in 2025 and kind of what the prices are looking for land. So there are some things we got to watch out for. If you guys have watched my other videos, gopher tortoises, scrub jays, heritage trees, wetlands, there is utilities that we have to be aware of. And those all are going to affect the prices. And I will bring up a case study of me personally, because I'm looking at building another house myself. I am looking to kind of see where exactly I'm looking to land, if it's going to be Northport, Sarasota, Venice. And so I've been looking at a lot of land for my personal use as well. So let's dive in and let's break down, without further ado, all this information here of what we need to look for when buying land. So right now in 2020, 2022, 2021, during the pandemic era, whatever you want to call that, land prices in Northport for a quarter acre were going anywhere between $25,000 to $27,000 for a quarter acre with electricity, with septic and well. So now in today's current market, we are getting lots right now. I have lots listed between $17,000 to $22,000, just regular quarter acre lots. And then I've also been having people acquire land anywhere between $18,000 to $20,000. That is honestly the sweet spot, guys. And if you get one for $17,000, fantastic. That may just be a fluke, but anything under that price is a serious red flag that all of us should be considering. And I'll pull up some example reasons why as well. I'm not just so you guys can see, because you guys can see prices ranging anywhere from $12,000 right here all the way up to I think there was one for like 160,000. Now this 2.23 million is for a commercial piece of land. But let's go and let's take a look. So if you guys don't know anything about Northport, there has been a lot of rezone changes. So that is why you also have to take into account, okay, this looks like we're in a single family neighborhood, but we're not going to be in a single family neighborhood. We're actually in a multifamily neighborhood as of 2025. So obviously you guys are going to have to take a look at that map. I'll put a link down in the description down below for you guys to actually go look at all the new zoning changes that happened in Northport, or you might as well just go check out our zoning video that we created as well. So over here, let's start on the far right-hand side. So as we scroll over here, we are going to have this little triangle area, which if you guys don't know, back in the 1990s or 80s, whatever it was, General Development Group came through and developed all of Northport. And so they mainly put in all the roadways. That's why it's subdivided into quarter acres. They put in all the roadways, electricity in some areas, water in some areas, sewer in some areas. But then they left this little triangle area out in the middle of nowhere, no electricity, grass growing up through the roads. You guys have probably seen my video about driving through this where it was taller than my car. It was absolutely wild. So that's why I don't really talk about this area much, just because there's absolutely nothing happening in this area. There's no electricity here. It literally is a desert wasteland. These little sheds are built on solar power. Other than that, nothing's going to happen for at least the next 5 to 10 years, unless this I think it's like a 2,000 acre proposed development right here actually gets approved. Then it's going to bring in some electricity. But until then, we have 1,000, 1,200 lots at any given time right now rotating on and off the market. So that is why, in my opinion, based on everything I've been seeing the last 5 years, this area is not going to get developed out for a significant amount of time. Then as we go over here, you guys are going to have to take a look at this because once again, a lot of this area does not have electricity, but it's on the other side of 75 where all the other houses are. And there has been some rezoning for commercial activity districts in this area. So be sure to go check that out as well, because this is where the headache starts to begin, guys. So here, land seems a little bit cheaper, but once again, there is no electricity. The roads are pretty much subpar at best. And then what we get to is, let's go over here. So that goes to, usually I say Atwater to be safe, just to be safe, but just east of Atwater is fine too. But west of Atwater to Toledo Blade is another area. It's a fantastic area. A lot of people have been moving to. If they don't want to be near all the commercial stuff, they don't want to be near all the driving, the traffic, all the headaches, the frustrations. A lot of people are moving in that area of Northport just because of the more quiet and secludedness. And then we have, then we go between Toledo Blade and Sumter Boulevard, guys. So this is my favorite spot out of all the spots in Northport, and that's just because Toledo Blade and Sumter Boulevard are your main corridors between US 41 and Interstate 75. So easy to get up to 75, takes a couple minutes. Easy to get down to Sumter Boulevard, takes a couple minutes as well. That's why I like it. It's super easy. Plus, that's where all the commercials going in. Sumter Boulevard, Toledo Blade, the hospital, Sarasota Memorial Hospital is being built right here, guys. And I think it's going to be finished up in like 2027, something like that. It's amazing. We have a couple new builds going on in this area. It's fantastic. And then we have west of Sumter Boulevard, which is going to be more the OG part of Northport. So this is where you're going to have all the city utilities, city water, and city sewer. So if you want that, go and expect to get that. You're going to get that there. Then over in this corner, we have to be wary of scrub jays. And I'll bring up a little case study here as we have a new build going on Ohio Road, somewhere over in this ballpark. We had to pay $65,000 or I said we were quoted $65,000 for mitigating scrub jays if there were any scrub jays found on that property, which is absolutely crazy. On a 3/4 of an acre piece of land, we had to deal with scrub jays. It took us 8 to 9 months for us to be able to get the accepted building permit. But right here, guys, this is why you see prices getting a little bit lower as well. So we'll go diving into that. That's a huge little overview of everything. And of course, we have Northport Estates, which we'll get to. So let's start over here, guys. Let's take a look. What are prices going to be going for here in general? So ideally, what you're really going to be seeing is you're going to see a lot of people shooting for their listings anywhere between $25,000 to $28,000 for a 1/4 acre piece of land. I would never pay that unless it's a fully cleared piece of land and you just absolutely love the property. But out of the 1,200 other lots that are for sale in Northport, I'm sure we could find you way better. But let's just click on one just so you guys can see kind of the general consensus here. So this is what we're going to look at here. We have 250 days on market, which $25,000 is what those rates were back in 2022, 2021, 2023. Not in 2025. You can't even touch $25,000. I have sellers reach out to me asking for $25,000, and my development company purchases land as well. But of course, we can't purchase it if we're going to buy above market value because we can buy thousands of other ones for cheaper. So as we take a look here, $25,000, it's not going to get the job done today, but it is fully wooded. So that is something to note. We have electricity obviously running nearby. So that's huge. We have sidewalks, which is great, which usually sidewalks indicate public water. But in this case, it's not in the description here. So I assume that there is no public water and they just put in a sidewalk out of, for some reason, I don't know, maybe just because the school's nearby. And then we keep scrolling. Let's click on something else. $15,000. Here's a good, this is an auction property. So never mind. We're not going to look at an auction property because that is going to not give us accurate pricing. So here we go. A little bit more realistic. $17,000, $16,900. It's been on the market for 10 days now. Let's take a look at it, guys. Fully wooded between two houses. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. It's on one of like the finger streets, kind of, if that makes sense. So this is actually a fair pricing for this piece of land. I wouldn't be surprised if it sold at 15.9 because everyone loves to, everyone loves to get a deal some way somehow. So let's keep looking, just so you guys see. $19,000 here. This one is brand new at $18,000, but it only has Google Map views. Now, if we're going to keep on scrolling here, let's go $14,000. All right. Once again, this is an auction. I'm pretty sure I clicked on that one. All right. Let's scroll through till we see. I want to find you guys something that we can actually analyze a little bit more. $51,000. I don't know what to say. $51,000 for a quarter acre, pretty much. This is why some people never will sell their land in Northport, is because of their being unreasonable. So I'm just trying to, let's see here, 37,000. This looks like it would be it's not a double lot. It's 10,000 square feet. So you guys can obviously see here, there's $20,000, 25,000, 25,000, 23,000, 23,000, 25,000, 23 over here. You guys can see that a lot of people are being unrealistic. $51,000 for a quarter acre. You have another $45,000 for a quarter acre. You have $49,000 for a quarter acre. You have, oh, this one. So this one's actually an interesting story. So one of my buyers is actually currently looking at this right now. Wouldn't be surprised if they're watching this video right now. They're looking at purchasing this. $59,000. It's not really 2 acres. It is a false 2 acres. It's a double lot here, if this makes sense. It's a double lot, but then somehow they own the green belt. I'm not sure exactly how that is going to go through, because the city is who owns the green belts and they're the ones that maintain it. So it's not a true 2 acres, but it is a double lot nonetheless, and it is still very nice in size when it comes to being able to build. So let's go over here. Let's look at some other options. Let's see if I can find a double lot option for us. Here we go. Double lot option here on Map Avenue, and this is not going to give us a map. Let's find another one. Right here. This is an acre in size. This one at least gives us a little bit of an idea. So it's 2 half-acre lots put together. Average price point in Northport is about $80,000 to $100,000 per acre. So just use that as a rough idea of how much you're going to be spending to see if it's going to be a good deal or not. This one is, in my opinion, a very nice price. Could get it down a little bit more, but it is still a great price for building. You don't have to worry about doing any like wetland mapping, stuff like that in that area. And then let's keep scrolling here. I'm just trying to show you guys what exactly the pricing and the issues is that we're going to run into. So we're going to be going over to this part of Northport, where this is where we get into the Scrub J zones. So fun fact, if you guys look through here, you guys can see how this is not really built up, right? And I'm trying to find the road that we're building on. We're building on right here. We're building this whole right here. Right there, we're building on all these. Well, we're not building on all these 4 lots. We're building right here. We own this one, or my client owns this one and this one. And what's going on is that this is all a registered Scrub J zone. This whole area is a registered Scrub J zone. You guys can look up the Scrub J map of Northport. And that's going to tell you where all the Scrub J's are. And the biggest thing is that getting rid of Scrub J's, like for example, I know this one is in a Scrub J zone because I looked at it. Our property that we're building on Ohio Road is going to show us, is right here. These photos are a little old, but Scrub J zone is right here. So imagine $49,000 and you guys have to pay $60,000 if there's a Scrub J found on this double lot. You have to pay $65,000 on a $50,000 piece of land. It does not really make sense. Our client, we helped him acquire this lot next to him, wherever he is. We had him acquire it for $19,000. That's pretty good for being in a Scrub J zone, and it's pretty good overall for land price. So the moral of the story is, obviously you guys got to know what you're buying, because there's a lot of people out here that are just trying to get the highest price they possibly can. But realistically, prices for regular lots in Northport are going to go anywhere between $18,000 to $20,000. Ideally, waterfront lots that are going to be on freshwater. You're going to run into some freshwater lots. So let's see if we can find one for us here quick to get an idea. So freshwater lots don't really deem much more of a price. Everyone talks about, oh, freshwater, I live on the water, whatever it may be. but this is non-boatable water. And that's the key thing to note is that freshwater lots, if we look at the sold comps, everything like that, they literally will sell for about $1,000 to $2,000 above standard lot premiums. So if our standard lot in Northport is running us $20,000 to buy, I would not spend more than $22,000 to purchase a freshwater lot, canal lot. Some people love freshwater canals because it gives you a little bit better of an idea of, a little bit more space between you and your backyard neighbor. But then again, you're dealing with the environmental stuff of like alligators, mosquitoes, stuff like that. So some people love it, some people don't. And then of course, let's take a look at, let's see, what else do we really have? So we looked at freshwater lots, we looked at regular lots. Now let's look at the estate area because everyone's like, no, I want more land. I really want to build on 2 acres, 3 acres of land. Where do I do that? Well, you do that here in Northport Estates. The going rate for land per acre is about $100,000 to $130,000 per acre. I can't tell if this is on auction yet. This is not on auction. So no wetlands, flood zone X. This is going for $425,000 for 4.78 acres. This is going to show you guys, obviously you guys can see no wetlands, stuff like that. So that's fantastic. The pricing here, like I said, it hasn't really changed. The estates really has stayed honestly the same for the last 5 years price wise. So it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad deal. If you're looking at building a multi-million-dollar house, it's fantastic. Being able to build on 2 to 3 acres of land is going to give you the best room to build a luxury property, and hopefully by us, because we do build multi-million-dollar houses that we would love to get the opportunity to, of course. So taking a look at that, what other questions would you guys have about buying land here? Obviously, we got to look at scrub jays, gopher tortoises, heritage trees. The rough idea is using the baseline of the standard lot price, using the baseline of the price for land on a freshwater canal gives you an idea, right? And then we have environmental hazards that we have not talked about yet, which we'll talk about in another video, but that is going to be gopher tortoises. If you find a gopher tortoise on your property, it is going to cost anywhere from $6,500 to $8,000 to remove the gopher tortoise completely from said property, unless you're able to relocate it to a different part of your property. Then it costs anywhere from $2,000 to $2,500 to relocate that little guy. Then, of course, we talked about scrub jays and how much of a nuisance they are. Then we have the infamous heritage tree. So if we're looking at heritage trees, those are going to be our pines and those are going to be our oak trees. So anything above 20, I believe it's like 23 and a half inches in diameter, then you are going to need a permit. So what happens is that's known as a heritage tree. It has to be marked on your tree survey, and you pay $100 per inch in diameter, 4 foot up from the top of the base from the base of the tree. So if your tree is 23 inches in diameter, you are going to have to pay $2,300 for the permit. And that's not even to clear it. That's just the permit alone. So we'll be going through the prices of how much it costs to break ground, to clear the land, to add in all the dirt fill, stuff like that, so that you guys have a realistic expectation of what it's really going to cost you to build a house in 2025. But I hope you guys found a lot of value in this video talking about the different land prices, what to expect in 2025 for land prices compared to where we were a couple years ago, and kind of some of the hazards that a lot of people need to watch out for when looking at building a house. But once again, guys, if you have questions about building a house here in Northport or Sarasota County, you can reach out to me and my development company with our contact information down below. But if you are looking to acquire land, buy a house, sell a house, whatever that may be, you can reach out to my real estate team. We're more than happy to sit down, have a conversation with you, chat with you about either helping you build a piece of land, or build a property, find a piece of land, sell a piece of land, sell a piece of property, whatever it may be. That's really our specialty here, is really helping you guys here in the Northport area. So reach out to us with any information or questions that you guys have regarding real estate here in Northport. And if you guys just have general questions, put them in the comment section down below so that more people can learn from probably the question that you have, as someone else has the exact same question. So leave them in the comment section down below, and I will respond to every single one of you that comments. But with all that being said, we appreciate you guys checking out this video as always, and we'll catch you guys next week.